What to say when interrupted? 1. Stay calm, stay grounded. Let me tell you something that's easy to forget. Calmness is power. When someone interrupts you, your first instinct might be to speed up, talk louder, or push harder to get your words out. That's human nature. We don't like being cut off, and we want to be heard. But here's the problem: when you match interruption with interruption, or frustration with frustration, nobody wins. The conversation becomes a battle, not an exchange. And the person who loses composure first usually loses influence. So what's the solution? Stay calm, stay grounded, think about it. If somebody cuts you off mid-sentence, they're expecting you to react. They expect you to look irritated, roll your eyes, or push back. That's what most people do. But when you don't react the way they expect, when you stay steady and unshaken, you immediately shift the dynamic. Suddenly, you're the one in control, because calmness draws respect in a way aggression never can. Let's break it down. Staying calm doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. It doesn't mean you sit there silently while someone dominates the conversation. Staying calm means you protect your energy. You protect your ability to think clearly, respond intentionally, and send a signal that you value yourself enough not to be rattled. When you're grounded, your words carry more weight. Picture two people in a meeting. One gets interrupted and immediately raises their voice. Wait, let me finish. The other person, same situation, takes a slow breath, looks the interrupter in the eye, and says evenly, hold on, I wasn't finished yet. Who do you think people will take more seriously? The one who exploded or the one who stayed calm? It's always the calm voice. Calmness has authority. Here's why: when you stay calm, you show you're not controlled by outside forces. You're not giving someone else the power to throw you off balance. That communicates strength. People might not remember every word you say, but they will remember how you carried yourself. Calmness sticks. Now, how do you actually practice this? Step 1. Breathe before you respond. It sounds simple, but when you're interrupted, your body tenses up. Your heart rate increases, your voice speeds up. A single breath resets that. Even 1 second of pause can mean the difference between reacting and responding. Step 2. Lower your tone instead of raising it. When someone interrupts you, the temptation is to talk over them. Don't. Drop your volume slightly. A steady, low tone forces people to lean in, to listen harder, and it communicates that you're not scrambling for control. You already have it. Step 3. Use your body language. Keep your posture open and upright. Don't fidget, don't shrink. A calm stance reinforces a calm presence, and if you need to, hold up a hand gently while you say, let me finish this thought. That small gesture adds weight to your words. The beauty of staying calm and grounded is this: it doesn't just affect how others see you, it affects how you see yourself. Every time you respond with composure instead of frustration, you're training your brain. You're proving to yourself that you're in control of your emotions, not the other way around. And that builds confidence that carries into every conversation, every room, every situation. So, the next time you're interrupted, remember this: the louder person isn't always the stronger one. The calmer person is the one who doesn't lose their footing, who doesn't let interruption shake them. That's the person everyone listens to, because calmness isn't weakness. Calmness is strength under control. And when you stay calm, you don't just win the moment, you win the respect that lasts far beyond it. 2. Use short phrases when you're interrupted. It's tempting to explain yourself. You want to make sure people understand why it was rude, why your point matters, and why you deserve space to finish. But here's the thing: the longer you explain, the less power your words carry. The truth is, confidence doesn't need a paragraph. Confidence fits in a sentence. Sometimes it fits in just 4 or 5 words. That's why short phrases are your greatest tool when you're interrupted. Think about it. Someone cuts you off mid-sentence and you respond with a 30-second explanation. Sorry, but I just really think it's important that I finish what I was saying before we move on, because otherwise my point gets lost. Do you know what happens? Your message gets buried in the clutter. The interrupter doesn't feel the weight of your boundary. Now imagine this instead. You calmly say, hold on, I wasn't finished, or let me finish this thought. Short, clear, unmistakable. That's the difference. Short phrases carry authority because they don't leave room for debate. They aren't up for interpretation. They stop the conversation in its tracks and reset the balance. And here's why they work. People are wired to respond to clarity. When your response is long, it sounds like justification. When it's short, it sounds like conviction. Conviction commands attention. Conviction teaches others how to treat you. Now, this doesn't mean you have to sound harsh. You can deliver short phrases in a calm, even tone. In fact, the calmer you are, the stronger they land. Try saying it with a small smile. I wasn't finished yet. That's not rude. That's not confrontational. That's confident. Another benefit of short phrases, they're easy to remember. In the heat of the moment, when you feel that sting of being cut off, your brain doesn't have time to craft the perfect sentence. You need something automatic, something you can reach for without thinking. A short phrase becomes that tool. It becomes your go-to script, and the more you practice it, the more natural it feels. Here are a few you can keep in your back pocket. I wasn't finished yet. Let me finish my point. I'll let you go next. One moment, please. That's all you need. Simple, strong, and respectful. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're in a meeting. You're sharing an idea, and halfway through, someone jumps in. Yeah, but I think. Instead of pushing your volume higher or stumbling over their voice, you hold up your hand slightly, stay calm, and say, "Let me finish this thought." That moment changes everything. The interrupter pauses. The room notices your poise, and your idea gets the attention it deserves. Notice what didn't happen. You didn't explain yourself. You didn't apologize. You didn't waste energy convincing them you're worth listening to. You showed them with a short phrase, and that's the key. Your power isn't in how much you say, it's in how you say it. Short words, steady tone, confident delivery. Now let's address a common fear. What if people think I'm being rude? Here's the truth. Setting boundaries might feel uncomfortable at first, but it's not rude. Respecting yourself is never rude. Short phrases are not about shutting others down. They're about creating space for both voices. You're not saying, "Be quiet, I don't care what you think." You're saying, "I value my voice enough to finish, and then I'll hear yours." That's respect. So here's the challenge. Practice these short phrases out loud. Not just in your head. Say them. Say them in front of a mirror. Say them in the car. Get used to hearing yourself claim space with brevity, because the more natural it feels in practice, the easier it will be when the pressure is real. Remember this, interruptions happen everywhere. At work, at home, with friends. You can't control when they come, but you can control how you respond. And when you respond with short, confident phrases, you send a clear message. My voice matters. So, don't over-explain, don't apologize, don't pile words on top of words. When you're interrupted, keep it short, keep it steady, keep it powerful, because sometimes the strongest thing you can say is the simplest. 3. Respect but lead. Here's a truth that's easy to overlook. You can be both respectful and in control at the same time. Too often, people think confidence means being loud, dominating, or cutting others off just to prove a point. But real confidence is the opposite. It's leading with respect. When you're interrupted, you're standing at a fork in the road. One path is frustration. You cut back in, maybe even snap, and the conversation becomes a tug-of-war. The other path is silence. You say nothing, you let them take over, and your voice gets lost. Both paths leave you unsatisfied, but there's a third path, the one most people don't think about. The path where you respect the other person and still lead the conversation. That's where your influence grows. So how do you do it? You start by acknowledging. When someone jumps in, you don't need to shut them down aggressively. Instead, you redirect with calm authority. For example, say someone interrupts you in a meeting. You can respond with, "I'll let you go next, but let me finish this thought." Notice the structure. First, you respect their voice. "I'll let you go next." That signals you're not dismissing them. But second, you lead. "Let me finish this thought." that makes it clear the floor is still yours. Respect plus leadership equals balance. Another example, in a casual conversation, someone cuts you off and starts sharing their own story. Instead of trying to compete, you pause, then say, "I'll come back to that in a moment, but I want to finish what I was saying first." Again, respectful but firm. This works because people respond better to direction when they feel seen. Respect lowers defenses. Leadership provides structure. Together, they turn what could have been a power struggle into a guided exchange. Now, let's talk about why this matters. When you lead with respect, you create an atmosphere where people actually listen. If you respond with anger, they stop hearing your words. They only hear your tone. If you respond with silence, they stop noticing you altogether. But when you combine respect with leadership, you teach others the rhythm of healthy communication. You set the tone for the room. Think about the best leaders you know. Are they the ones shouting over everyone, or the ones who calmly guide the conversation, making sure every voice has a place but still keeping order? The answer's obvious. People follow leaders who respect them, but they only trust leaders who can also take charge. And here's something powerful. Respecting others while leading yourself doesn't just change how they see you. It changes how you see you. Every time you say, "I'll let you go next, but let me finish," you reinforce that your words deserve to be heard. You're not begging for space, you're claiming it without tearing anyone else down. That builds self-respect, which is the root of lasting confidence. But here's the catch, you have to mean it. You can't just toss out respectful phrases like lines in a script. Respect has to be genuine. When you say, "I'll let you go next," you need to actually be willing to let them go next. Otherwise, it's manipulation, and people can spot manipulation a mile away. So here's the mindset shift. When you're interrupted, don't see it as disrespect only. See it as a chance to model balance, to show that two people can both have a voice, but one of them, you, has the clarity to guide the process. Let's put it into practice. Next time you're cut off, pause. Instead of rushing or freezing, look at the interrupter and say, calmly, "I hear you. Give me a moment to finish, then it's yours." Watch what happens. 9 times out of 10, they'll back off and listen. And the 10th time, you've still shown the room you're the one holding the reins. Respect but lead, that's the formula. Not respect alone, that can turn into passivity. Not leadership alone, that can turn into domination. But the blend of both, that's where authority lives. So remember, interruptions aren't just noise. They're opportunities. Opportunities to show people that strength doesn't mean shutting others down. It means guiding the moment with dignity. When you respect but lead, you don't just protect your own voice, you elevate the entire conversation, and that's what makes people listen, not just once, but over and over again. For your words have value. Let's pause for a second and think about why interruptions feel so frustrating. It's not just that someone is talking over you. It's not only about the sound of their voice cutting across yours. The deeper reason interruptions sting is this: they make you feel like your words don't matter. Like your voice isn't worth the space it takes up. But here's the truth you need to hold on. Your words do have value, and the moment you start believing that, everything about how you handle interruptions changes. See, people often react to being cut off in one of 2 ways. Some shrink back. They think, maybe what I was saying wasn't important enough. So they stop, give up the floor, and let the conversation move on without their input. Others do the opposite. They push harder, talk louder, and scramble to force their voice through. Neither of those options actually reflects the truth, because the truth is, your words already had value before anyone else interrupted. And the interruption doesn't erase that, so let's flip the script. Instead of letting interruptions tell you your voice doesn't matter, let your belief in your own value drive your response. Think about this. When you know something has worth, you protect it. If you had $100 bill in your hand and someone tried to snatch it away, you wouldn't just shrug and say, "Oh well, I guess it wasn't worth much." You'd hold on to it, not aggressively, not angrily, but firmly. Because you know its value, that's how you should treat your words. When you're in the middle of making a point and someone jumps in, remind yourself, my words are valuable, they're worth finishing. Then say calmly, I wasn't finished yet. Let me complete my thought. Those phrases aren't just about taking back space. They're about reinforcing to yourself and others that what you say has weight. Now, here's the challenge. A lot of people struggle to believe their words are valuable in the first place. Maybe you've been dismissed in the past. Maybe you grew up in environments where your voice was ignored or talked over. That history can make you second. Guess yourself today, but listen closely. The value of your words isn't determined by how others treat them. The value of your words comes from you, your perspective, your experience, your insight. Nobody else can duplicate those, and when you speak, you're offering something only you can offer. That's worth protecting. So how do you build this mindset in real time? Start by reminding yourself before important conversations. What I have to say matters. Simple as that. Walk into meetings, into discussions, into family conversations with that thought in your pocket. When interruptions happen, that reminder steadies you. It keeps you from slipping into silence or overreaction. Second, practice finishing your thoughts no matter what. Even in small, casual conversations, don't leave sentences hanging just because someone else jumped in. Pause, reclaim the moment, and complete what you were saying. The more you do this, the more natural it feels. And with every completed thought, your confidence grows. Third, watch your own language. Stop apologizing for taking up space. Phrases like, sorry, I just wanted to say, or this might not be important, but weaken your message before it even starts. Replace them with stronger openings. Here's my thought. Or what's important to remember is. That shift in wording reflects the truth. Your words carry weight. And let's be clear, believing your words have value doesn't mean believing you're always right. It means recognizing that your contribution matters, even if it's challenged, even if it sparks debate. Debate isn't a sign your words had no value. Debate is proof your words had enough weight to move the room. So here's the bottom line. Interruptions don't define your worth. They test your awareness of it. And when you respond by calmly reclaiming your space, you're sending a message, not just to others, but to yourself, that what you say deserves to be heard. Your words have value. Your voice has value. You don't need to justify that, explain that, or beg for that. You only need to stand on it, and when you do, people take notice. They may not always agree with you, but they will remember you as someone who speaks with conviction. So the next time you're cut off, don't shrink, don't scramble. Take a breath, smile, and finish your thought, because your words are worth it, always. 5. Practice makes power. Here's a secret about confidence. It's rarely natural. It's practiced. The people you see who stand tall, speak clearly, and handle interruptions with ease, they weren't born that way. They learned, they rehearsed, they practiced until what once felt uncomfortable became second nature. And that's why I want you to remember this. Confidence isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in practice. When someone interrupts you, it can throw you off. Your heart rate goes up. Your brain scrambles. And in that pressure, it's hard to find the right words. That's normal, but here's where practice comes in. The more you rehearse how you'll respond, the less flustered you'll be in the moment. Instead of panic, you'll have a plan. Think of it like muscle memory. If you've ever learned to drive a car, you know at first it felt overwhelming. Mirrors, pedals, signals, traffic. But after practice, your body knows what to do without thinking. Handling interruptions works the same way. When you practice short, clear responses, your mind learns the rhythm, and soon you won't even hesitate. So what does practice look like? Step 1. Pick your phrases. Decide ahead of time what you want to say when someone cuts you off. It could be, hold on, I wasn't finished. Let me finish my thought. I'll let you go next. Choose the ones that feel natural to you. Don't wait until you're under pressure to think of them. Prepare now. Step 2. Say them out loud. Don't just think them, speak them. Why? Because your voice needs to get comfortable carrying those words. Your tone, your pace, your volume, all of that strengthens with practice. Try it in front of a mirror. Try it in the car. Try it with a trusted friend. Step 3. Rehearse calm delivery. Power doesn't come from shouting. It comes from steadiness. Practice saying your phrases with a relaxed face, even tone, and slow pace. Imagine someone interrupting you and see yourself staying centered. Visualization is practice too. Step 4. Start small. You don't have to begin in high-stakes meetings. Practice in casual conversations. If a friend interrupts your story, gently reclaim your space. Wait, let me finish this part. The more you do it in safe settings, the easier it'll be when the pressure rises. Now, here's why practice works so powerfully. It rewires your brain. The first time you stand up for yourself, it might feel shaky. The second time, a little smoother. By the 10th time, it feels normal. By the 50th, it feels automatic. That's the gift of practice. It takes something hard and makes it familiar. And when it's familiar, you stop doubting yourself. Instead of freezing or overreacting, you calmly respond. That's when you step into power, not because the situation changed, but because you changed. Let's be clear, practice doesn't make perfect. People will still interrupt you, some won't listen, some will push back. But practice makes you powerful enough to handle it every single time without losing your composure. And here's the ripple effect. The more you practice speaking with confidence, the more others begin to expect it from you. They start to notice you don't back down easily. They start giving you space before you even ask for it. Why? Because you've trained them with your consistency, and that's influence. One more thing. Practice isn't just about phrases. It's about mindset. Practice reminding yourself, my words matter, my voice matters, I deserve to finish. That repetition builds inner confidence, because when you believe it on the inside, it shows on the outside. So here's the challenge for you. This week, set aside 5 minutes a day to rehearse your responses. Pick your phrase, say it 3 times out loud, say it calmly, say it with a steady voice, that's it. Just 5 minutes. It may feel silly at first, but give it time, because one day soon, when someone interrupts you, those words will roll off your tongue effortlessly, and in that moment you'll realize practice really does make power. Interruptions aren't going away, but with practice, neither is your confidence. And every time you hold your ground, you're proving to yourself that you're stronger, steadier, and more capable than you once believed. So don't wait until you're in the heat of the moment. Build your strength now, because when preparation meets opportunity, that's when power shows up, and the more you practice, the more powerful you'll become. 6. Reframe interruption as opportunity. Nobody likes being interrupted. It feels rude. It feels dismissive. It feels like someone has just shoved your words aside to make room for theirs. And most of the time, we see it as pure disrespect. But what if you could flip the perspective? What if, instead of seeing interruptions only as a problem, you began to see them as opportunities? That shift changes everything. See, when you view interruptions as disrespect alone, you react emotionally. You get frustrated or you shut down, but when you reframe interruptions as opportunities, you turn the moment into fuel for confidence, leadership, and clarity. Let me show you what I mean. When someone interrupts you, it's an opportunity to set boundaries. Boundaries aren't built in quiet moments when everything goes smoothly. Boundaries are built in the heat of interaction, when someone crosses the line and you calmly put the line back in place. That's what interruptions give you, a real-world chance to practice saying, "Hold on, I wasn't finished." Every time you do, you strengthen your ability to stand firm without being aggressive. Interruptions are also an opportunity to demonstrate composure under pressure. Anyone can sound confident when everything goes their way. But true composure shows up when the unexpected happens. If someone cuts you off and you respond with calm, steady words, you've just shown everyone in the room that you're not easily shaken. That kind of presence sticks with people far more than a perfectly polished speech. Another opportunity interruptions bring is the chance to model respect while reclaiming space. Remember, most people don't know how to handle interruptions gracefully. They either retreat or react. But when you say, "I'll let you go next, but let me finish my thought," you're doing something rare. You're leading the conversation with respect. And here's the beauty of it: people notice. They see how you balance strength with courtesy, and they remember it. Interruptions can also be opportunities to refine your clarity. Think about it. If you're often interrupted, it may mean you need to tighten how you speak. Fewer words, stronger starts, sharper points. Every time someone jumps in, you can use it as feedback. How can I make my message clearer and harder to cut off? Instead of letting the interruption silence you, let it sharpen you. But maybe the most powerful opportunity interruptions give you is this: the chance to prove to yourself that your voice matters. Every time you finish your thought despite being cut off, you're sending yourself a message you're worth listening to, and that message matters more than anything the interrupter thinks, because the truth is, confidence grows from within. And every interruption you handle with poise is another brick laid in the foundation of your confidence. Now, does this mean interruptions will stop feeling annoying? Probably not. They'll always sting a little. But when you train yourself to see the opportunity inside them, the sting loses its power. Instead of draining you, the moment fuels you. Instead of feeling smaller, you walk away stronger. So here's how you can put this into practice. Pause before reacting. When you're cut off, take one breath. That pause gives your brain time to shift from "I'm irritated" to "here's my opportunity." Reclaim with calm authority. Use short phrases like "let me finish" or "hold on a second." Say them evenly with composure. Notice the growth. Afterward, reflect. Did you hold your ground better than last time? Did you stay calmer? Did you finish your thought? That's progress. Celebrate it. Over time, you'll start to notice something amazing. Instead of dreading interruptions, you'll almost welcome them, not because you enjoy them, but because you know each one is another chance to grow stronger, another chance to practice confidence, another chance to lead with grace. So the next time someone interrupts you, don't just see the problem. See the opportunity to set boundaries, the opportunity to stay calm, the opportunity to model respect, the opportunity to sharpen your clarity. And most importantly, the opportunity to remind yourself that your voice matters, because it does, and no interruption can take that away. What to do when someone talks over you? Interruptions are a part of life. They test your patience, your composure, and your confidence, but here's the truth. How you respond to them defines your power, your presence, and the way the world perceives you. Remember the principles we've explored. Stay calm, because calmness is strength. Use short, clear phrases, because simplicity carries authority. Respect others, but lead the conversation, because true influence balances both. Never forget that your words have value. They are worth finishing, worth defending, worth sharing. Practice your responses, because preparation transforms hesitation into confidence. And most importantly, reframe interruptions as opportunities. They are moments to grow, to teach, and to show that your voice matters. When you put all of this together, interruptions stop being obstacles. They become moments of mastery, moments where you stand tall, reclaim your space, and speak with clarity and conviction. So the next time someone interrupts you, don't react with frustration or fear. Pause, breathe, speak confidently, because your voice matters, your words matter, and the world deserves to hear them completely, clearly, and without compromise.